Howdy and welcome back to the channel. I am Country Boy, and today we're going to be putting our backbones into it as we open up the Bone Brawler from Yokai.
Put your backbones into it! He broken through the castle is ours!
Welcome back to Whatcha Figure. Yes, we are looking at the Bone Brawler. Everybody knows what this is, right? Because they all follow Pixel Dan on Twitter or X, whatever you call it nowadays. Maybe not. I didn't know what this was until I saw Pixel Dan tweet about it on Twitter. And I was like, that's pretty cool looking, actually. I just a skeleton guy. I don't have anything, just like plain skeletons. That'd be great for like having my characters fighting or something, or have them in the background just like laying there dead or whatnot. So thanks to Pixel Dan for pointing this out to us, I guess. He looks really cool. It totally reminds me of like Jason of the Argonauts, or even like Army of Darkness with the stop motion skeleton guys. Just hilarious looking and just menacing at the same time. It just looks really cool. I can't wait to get to looking at this thing. So I guess without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. Here we have Bone Brawler by Yokai and the Fwoosh. The Fwoosh, if you don't know, they're on YouTube as well as Pixel Dan, like I mentioned before. They do a whole bunch of toy news and stuff like that. They're a very good source for your toy news. So I guess this is presented by them. This must be their iteration, their idea. I'm not too sure how they're connected to this, but it's from the Fwoosh, it says, which is really cool. That's awesome that a bunch of toy tubers are getting figures made. You know, that's really cool. So what can we see here? We see obviously a bunch of stuff that it comes with. A big image of the figure right there. On the side, it says Bone Brawler and a bunch of stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Back then, obviously, it's the Twitter symbol, not the X. Fwoosh Toys, Fwoosh. An image of the figure as well with a knife in his hand. He's ready to fight. Box contents says all the stuff that it comes with right there. If you want to go ahead and read that, go right ahead. And then on the side, you know, just a bit more of the window packaging. Yokai Fwoosh. On the top, Yokai. I don't have any other Yokai figures, so I don't know what kind of quality we're looking at here. Produced by Fwoosh, LCC, and a bunch of other stuff you can read. So that's going to do it for the packaging. There's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. I'm the bone cracker, I'm the bone cracker, I'm the come from behind, I'm the back attacker. I don't know why that song comes into my head every time I think of this guy. The Bone Brawler. This is what this guy is called, the Bone Brawler. And he comes with quite a few accessories. It looks, you know, it looks really cool. It looks like definitely like a skeleton dude should look. But before we get to looking at that guy, let's get to looking at all of these things here. Starting with these hands, which are, you know, they're not like you normally would get with a hand where they would have the hand plus the peg. Here, it's actually like almost like gloves, the way that you peg them in. So the peg will actually be on the wrist itself, and you'll port the hand into there. So these two hands is basically just kind of you're relaxed, splayed out, kind of plain hands. Which, you know, they feel very light and thin. I mean, it's not going to be like a full-fleshed hand, so it's not going to feel like it's got flesh. It definitely feels lighter, thinner. I'll say a little bit cheaper, I'll say, quality-wise. But I don't think it's that cheapy because, you know, they look good. They got, like, the yellowy, brownish, whitish color with, like, a dark wash. So they look good. They got good detail. And then let's take a look at these ones here, which is, I guess these would be your holding a weapon type hands. So they got the hands kind of closed a little bit, looking like they'd be holding their swords or knives or whatever they come with, or whatever else you want to put in their hands that'll fit. So that's the idea with these hands. And then they come with a whole plethora of heads. What head? I'll go with this head. This is probably the most plain Jane head that it comes with. Basically just a plain old skull, but really good detail. Like I said, it's got like the yellowy, brownish, whitish color, like a dirty skull would, and then they got like a dark wash going on as well too. And it's got like you know, you can see the teeth kind of sticking out there, and the darkness inside the eyes and the nose. Just really good detail. And then like the crack of the skull, the way the skull does have those formations, I guess. And then there's also this head here, which is, I'm not too sure the inspiration between this, what the hell's going on with the thing in his mouth. Is it like a breathing apparatus, or is that like a scroll? a scroll, I should say. And what's with his eyes? I have no idea what's going on. Is that is that Japanese writing there or something like that? Is this something I don't know that is well known in like the Japanese or maybe even Chinese culture or something? I'm not too sure. But it does have an articulated jaw, so you can open up the jaw right there to pull this thing out if you want to, which just slots in there. There's a bit of a little hole. And put that back in there. I don't know what the idea is behind this one, but I would love to learn. If anybody knows, please tell me in the comments. And there's this crazy one here. It's kind of like a demon horns going on here, kind of a demonic skull. Also got some like horns kind of coming off the cheeks as well too. It's just a creepy looking guy. You know, you want to have like this devilish guy from hell. Go ahead and put this head on there. This guy definitely fits the bill. And then it's also got an articulated jaw too. You know, if they're gonna do that, they could have. Oh, I guess they did. As I say, they should have given him pointy bones, making this pointy teeth, and they did. They gave him like pointy teeth right there. That's actually really cool. Well done. You thought of the thing I was thinking of, and you already did it. Then we'll go to this head here, which is, I guess, would be your angry head, if you will. It's got like the squinted eyes, so he looks like he's mad or something like that. I don't think you can really do that with a bone or a skull, but that's one way to do it, is, you know, give him the squinted look, and he's just got that pissed off look. It's the same level of detail as the other ones, like they all do. And this one is probably my favorite one of the group, with the exposed brain going on there. Got the pink brain. Oh, it's all squishy too. Whoa, what's going on? No, it's not. It's definitely plastic, but it's really good. I like the dark wash going on as well there too. Like, it's got a really good level of detail. It's got like an open. You know what they could have done though? They could have had like the actual top of the skull. Maybe you could remove it, but that probably would have been a lot more engineering. And then the brain would have had to have been a bit smaller and stuff like that. But you know, it looks really cool. I like the way this thing looks. I don't know if I'm gonna have this one on him. I might just have the plain skull that he has on there. But I like the way that this looks. Really cool. And then he also comes with these two weapons. One sec here. Here's one weapon. There's like a little blade, but it's got some cool detail as well too. Like, it's not just like a plain knife. It's a dagger, but it's got like you know, just, I don't know what kind of it's something that you'd find maybe like a Mythic Legions type character holding. It's just, you know, got extra level of detail. But it is, again, it also feels like it's a thinner, lighter plastic too. So it doesn't feel as like it almost feels breakable, I'll say. So I will be careful with these, this figure and all these accessories and everything. It does feel like it might be a little bit breakable. But look, it looks really cool. I like the way that this thing looks. It's got like the dark handle, and then it's got like the silvery, almost rusted blade. And same thing goes for this big old sword here. Just not just a plain Jane sword. It's got a cool look to it. I'm not too sure what the style is supposed to be, but it looks really awesome. And like I said, it's got like the dark handle, and then you got like the silvery, you know, almost rusted kind of blade. Really, really awesome. Just good level of detail. I like the way it looks, and it almost looks like you could like slot in like a chain or something to that, or something. You can have it attached to the end there if you wanted to. And then let's look at the figure itself. Here is our Bone Brawler. Definitely looks like a skeleton should look. You could put this in your doctor's office or something like that and just have him up there. Although he does look a little bit angry too. I don't know if you'd want this in a doctor's office. It might scare some people. But he comes with the articulated jaw as well, like some of the other ones did. So there you go. You can open and close this guy. So this is probably like the most standard one you could get. It's got this articulated jaw. It's got the more plain Jane looking head. But yeah, it looks really good. And then let's look at some of the other detail. He's got the rib cage going on there. You could see up inside the rib cage if you want to. You got the hip joints, and you got the knees. You got yourself some feet, some good arms. The back here, you got yourself a good spine. So you got a joint as well in the spine right there, as well as right there. So you'll be able to do some articulating there. And the shoulder blades, just really cool. Looks really awesome. So let's look at some articulation while we are here. Looking back like that. Then other than the neck also has its own joint there, so you can do some extra movement if you want to. And then the head can go forward like that by itself. Or if you want to go forward even more because of that neck joint, there you go. And then you've also got the shoulder movement. So it goes up about that far. And then it can swing all the way around. And then the elbow goes in quite a ways, more than 90 degrees. It is just a single joint, as you can see. I don't think you could really hide double jointed elbows with a skeleton, so you kind of got to go with the ball joints. And then you got yourself the ball joint here with the wrists, so they go up like that pretty well, actually. It's a really good joint. And then back that far, and then they spin all the way around if you want them to. And then let's go look at these joints here. So like I said, there's the 2 joints on the spine. So there's that one there. So you can bend the guy all the way forward like that. Holy cow. And then all the way back like that. And then you got this other one. Oh, this one is more of a side-to-side, I guess, pivot. That's what this one's for. Okay. That's what that one's good for. But you can also spin the guy all the way around if you want to do that. Go right ahead. And then you got yourself the hip joints. So they go out that far. Yeah, depending on how you have your bones set, I guess. You can have them kind of doing the splits. Yeah, depending on how you have your bone joints set up. And then they go forward quite a ways. That's really good. And then backwards, he goes all the way there. So he does really well with the hip joints. And then the knee joints, let's see how these go. You go back quite a ways too. That's really good. You gotta have like a running pose or something if you want to. And then let's see, did I go out to the side? Yeah, I did out to the side. I did that already, the splits. I'm losing my mind here. And then let's do the foot. The foot goes back that far, and then he goes forward that far. And then you can spin them around. Can you? All the way around? I don't know if you can. Doesn't feel like you can, but they go pretty, they got a good rocker going on here, and you can go forward and back and side to side pretty good. Maybe not all the way around, but you don't really need to. So that's going to do it for the articulation of this guy. So let's we'll put on some heads, and we'll do some comparing some other stuff as well too. So stay tuned for all that as well. And just for a quick comparison, I thought I'd throw out a couple of guys here that I think kind of fit the bill of who might be encountering some skeleton guys in their travels. And, this guy right here, he's definitely encountered some skeletons and some skulls and whatnot in his travels. He's picked them up, he's stepped on them, he's hasn't quite fought any, I don't think, but I think he still fits the bill. This is a guy that would definitely run into a whole bunch of different skeleton warrior dudes in his travels. And I think size-wise, they're basically the same size. I think they definitely scale about the 6-inch range, the 1/12 scale, if you will. So yeah, for Hasbro, I guess it definitely fits in really well with them, with their scaling. Another guy I just thought I'd throw in here because, I just did a review of him as well, and he's still on my table, so I'll throw him in here. So a Whatcha Figure, this is the Phantom of the Opera. Thought I'd throw him in just because, see how he scales, and he's definitely bigger than the skeleton here, but you could always say this was a shorter guy, this skeleton dude, or Phantom of the Opera guy, maybe he's a tall guy, who knows. So yeah, scaling-wise, there's definitely a big difference. I wouldn't say a big difference, but there's definitely a difference, I'll say. So that's going to do it for that one. And then the last one I thought is the most obvious skeleton dude that I have to throw in here. Another Hasbro character. I'll throw in the Ghost Rider, who is just a big old flaming skull skeleton dude. And he's a little bit taller, but I think he scales really well with this guy as well, too. He looks really cool. This is still one of my favorite figures of the year, I think. The flames really add to this guy, but I think they look definitely different types, different styles. This guy being more realistic, I could say, with the darker wash going on, and this guy being more comic booky, you could say. But before I go, I just want to throw in some other skulls that I have as well too. These are both from NECA. So this skull right here comes from the Phantom of the Opera / Casey Jones crossover, and I tried putting it on here. It didn't quite fit. It's a close to the same size. I could kind of make it work if I wanted to, but I didn't like the way it fit. It was a bit, the hole was a little bit too small for the peg that they have here. As well as this one here comes with another crossover, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Universal Monsters. This comes with the Hunchback. Leonardo's the Hunchback. And there is no actual peg for the head. This is just a peg that goes into the back of his shell. So just 2 different skulls that I had. I thought I'd kind of throw in there so you can kind of compare with the other skulls that I have in this line as well too. Well, let me know if you liked this video, or if you want to leave some comments. Go ahead. I'm CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewhere. Go ahead and check me out. I'm also on other channels. I'm also on other platforms as well too, but on other channels on YouTube, you can find me at Wasted Opinions. I do videos with my friends. We have a fun time. Those guys are a blast. But until next time, that's going to do it. I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla.
Howdy, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy, and today we're putting our backs into it as we open up the Bone Brawler by Yokai. Now, work, you get that? Ah, it's backwards.